Hello, Ken. This is my Michigan versus Maryland pregame analysis. And remember to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell down below. Greatly appreciate it. So let's get into the breakdown with that out of the way. I don't have anything crazy for this one. I don't think I'm going to surprise anybody when I say that I believe Michigan's going to win this one. I don't think that will come as a big shock to anybody. I think Michigan's going to win by 14. I think Hassan Haskins is going to run for over 150 yards and have at least 3 touchdowns. And I think our defensive line is going to, well, I shouldn't say defensive line. I think our defense is going to end up with 6 sacks on Maryland's quarterback. I assume that will be Tagovailoa, but if he gets hit as much as Sean Clifford did in the previous game, there's no guarantee he makes it through the whole game. I'm not predicting Tagovailoa to get hurt. That's not what I'm saying. But he is going to feel Michigan's presence. The defense is going to get after him. I don't think that Maryland's offensive line is really any better than Penn State's was, and you saw what we did to them. So I expect more of the same. Those are my predictions. I know it's not going real crazy. Maryland just hasn't looked that good this year, honestly. And I think we're hitting our stride. I think that the Michigan State loss really pushed us to another level. It made us hungrier, and we know we're riding a razor's edge. You know, we got to win out if we want any chance at making it into the Big Ten title game. So that's it. All of our cards are on the table right now. We're going to give it everything we've got, and we'll just see how things play out. I think Maryland's going to struggle to do much offensively. When they do drop back to pass, Tagovailoa is going to be under a lot of pressure. Our secondary is playing much better. DJ Turner is playing amazing right now. I think he's doing a great job on opponent's number 1 wide receiver. Vincent Gray's been a little bit up and down, but he hasn't given up a lot of big plays like he was last year. So they're getting better. I really like the freshman safety Moore, I believe it is, who played more last week, and I think he's really great. You would never guess he's a freshman. I certainly wouldn't have until they said it on TV. So I did not know much about him going into the game last week, but I thought he played really, really well, and I'm excited to see more of him. So we're definitely getting things figured out on the back end. We're playing better, so we don't present or have a lot of weaknesses. I think part of the reason why Moore is getting more playing time, I could be wrong about this, but I think the reasons he's getting playing time is twofold. I think there's some injuries going on. I think that's the main reason why he got some looks, but I think one of the reasons why he keeps that job is because he was much better at stopping the run, coming down to play the run. His tackling was on point. I just feel like he did a better job, and I think, you got to take a long, hard look at that after what happened in the Michigan State game, where really our safeties just I don't even feel like they tried to tackle Kenneth Walker half the time. It was just kind of like, stick my arm out and hope he trips. They didn't want anything to do with Kenneth Walker. They didn't really try to tackle him. They were not successful if they were trying to tackle him. So I think that's part of the reason why Moore could keep that. I think it's Moore. I'm sorry. Let me double check that real quick and check and make sure I'm not getting his name wrong. But yeah, I think that I think injuries initially precipitated the change there. But I think part of the reason why he could keep it is because, we didn't really do anything to stop Kenneth Walker. We just ran right past our safeties. So, I think that's part of the reason why he could end up keeping that job, and I think he should. I think he played great. I think he earned the chance at more minutes, and, we'll just see how he does. He is young, so he might make some mistakes, but, you've got some veteran guys in your back pocket, assuming they're healthy. So we'll just kind of have to see how that all plays out. I don't expect to have Blake Corum in this one, mostly because I don't think we'll need him. Sorry, I'm trying to look up his name real quick. Should have looked at this beforehand, shouldn't I? But yeah, I don't think that Blake Corum will be back in this one. I don't think they'll play him because they don't have to. I don't know if he'll actually be healthy enough to play. I really don't know. Obviously, Jim Harbaugh and company, they're not going to say anything about it. I wouldn't expect them to say anything about it. But I mean, they shouldn't need him. So maybe they'll dress him and just leave him on the sidelines if he's kind of, if they feel he's ready to play. But I think they just save him for Ohio State. There shouldn't really be Rod Moore. Yeah, Rod Moore. This is sorry, just found it. Rod Moore was the freshman safety that was playing. So he looked great. I thought he looked really good. But yeah, I don't think Blake Corum will play in this one. I don't think they'll need him. They'll save him for Ohio State, and then maybe they'll dress him if he is ready. But you shouldn't need to play him. I mean, you could argue maybe you'd want to play him to take some of the carries off of Hassan Haskins. You can make an argument for that, but I think Edwards is getting healthier too. And so I expect that Edwards will be the number 2 and will get more carries in this one than he did against Penn State. So don't expect to see Blake Corum at all. I don't think that really changes the outcome of the game. I think that Maryland's defense is going to have a tough time dealing with the way that Michigan plays football. We're going to bring in some big tight ends. The tight ends are going to block well, but they're not just blockers. They can catch the ball. So they really stress defense in ways that today's college football offenses don't. Michigan's offense is more traditional. It's a little bit more ground and pound. So, I think they're going to struggle a little bit. I don't think they'll have very much success stopping our run consistently for an entire game. We ran for, over 150 yards against Penn State. I expect us to do at least that against Maryland. And, Michigan State had a lot of success. There's no reason why Michigan can't. So that's really all I got on this one. I don't think it's going to come as a surprise to anybody, but I don't see Michigan struggling much in this one. I'm going to take Michigan again. I'll say my predictions again. I'm going to take Michigan by 14. I'm going to say Haskins goes over 150 yards and 3 touchdowns, and our defense gets 6 sacks, at least 6 sacks. I think our defense can get beat and will get beat a little bit by Tagovailoa's legs. Sean Clifford hurt us a little bit, but I think Mike McDonald and company are just they're willing to do that. They're willing to give up those yards every now and then to the quarterback. And then they'll adjust if they're really getting killed. But Sean Clifford was taking so many hits that basically Michigan is saying, okay, if you want your quarterback to run, we'll let him run, but we're going to abuse him every chance we get. So you're not going to want him to take those hits anymore. So I think they're really planning on their defense being physical and getting some shots on the quarterback. So the opponent's going to say, well, that's working, but we don't really want our quarterback taking that many hits. So we're not going to call that many designed runs for him, especially late in the game. So I think that's kind of what Michigan's game plan is so far. They were kind of willing to they didn't really put a spy on Sean Clifford. They just kind of said, well, go ahead and run him, and we'll hit him every chance we get. So that's kind of the way they're taking care of the quarterback run, is just saying, go ahead, and then when your quarterback gets beat up, don't come crying to us. So legally, I mean, if the quarterback slides or whatever, then I don't expect anybody to get a penalty for a late hit or anything like that. They're going to keep it clean, but they're getting so many hits on the quarterback in the pocket that, really, your quarterback's just taking a lot of abuse just by trying to throw the ball. So you're not going to really want to run him a lot. So I think early on, Tagovailoa's legs will give him some success, just like it did for Clifford and Penn State. But by late in the game, he's not going to want to run anymore. The coaching staff isn't going to want him to run anymore because they're not going to want to risk injury. So that's it. That's how I see this one rolling. That's how I see it playing out. That's all I got for you. So remember, all love, all the time. Peace.